could we talk about resurrection and like life after death?
I really struggle with this idea because by definition, it's going against what we see as natural and a fact of the world, right? It's not every day that a man dies on a cross and resurrects.
Yeah.
So I think there's a big burden with Christianity to be able to explain that. And from all the accounts I've read, there is no one there that was an eyewitness to this thing. It's always written 20 years after the fact. And there are things like the 500. Apparently 500 people saw Jesus after he had resurrected. This has no actual good grounding. First of all, how did he know? How did he know it was 500 and not 400, 300? Secondly, why is it that he's taking this from someone else that reported it and there's no written account from someone who was actually there?
Yeah, but that's kind of like similar to what he was saying about, like the court system. So how do you accept information? Like, for example, if it's written, let's say that there's evidence, but evidence can be flawed. So how do you kind of receive evidence?
Well, I think if you have enough evidence, it's obvious that something happened. If there was a CCTV camera here showing that you had a conversation with me, I think we'd both agree that that's enough evidence to prove that you were here.
I mean,
in the world of AI, it's not. I mean, in the world of AI anymore, you don't know what to believe.
Yeah, it's not what it
and
seems.
That's a whole new problem. But that's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about the lack of evidence for Jesus. I also think that something that plays into it is a general fear of death. That's why time and time again, different religions speak about resurrection and an afterlife. And perhaps there's nothing after it. That's terrifying. It's terrifying for me.
Yeah.
And a lot of people would put forwards the idea that everything we do, it's all kind of just trying to distract ourselves from the fact that we are going to die one day. And I don't know for sure, but it seems very plausible that religion and stories of resurrection can be one of the many ways to deal with this scary idea of death.
So as an atheist, what's the thought process? You die and then?
Same as before I was born.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Who knows?
Hell.
Fair enough. Your view, Charlotte?
I believe in reincarnation, but not resurrection.
When Jesus died, do you believe that he resurrected?
I do, but I don't have any proof of it. But I do believe in that. I think the first time that I was actually introduced properly to know Jesus's journey, or kind of basically given himself to humanity, is that Mel Gibson film, and that was like life changing. So I think it's more of an emotional tug from that movie that I believe in his resurrection.
So Glenn, why do you believe in resurrection?
I think, Elliot, your point made it irrational for somebody to actually have a fear of what's after death, when I think that's a very healthy place to start. What happens after I'm gone?
Completely. And I think if we didn't all have that tendency, then we'd just walk off of a cliff because we feel like it's the right life for the day.
Exactly. Like, who cares? Because there's nothing after life anyway. But I think resurrection, or the acknowledgement and belief in the resurrection of Jesus Christ, is absolutely necessary for the Christian, or for anyone who says they believe in Jesus.
For you, so what's your views then as a Christian in reincarnation?
I don't think it exists. To be reincarnated, I don't think we can come back as another person or another being, or I just don't think it is, because my understanding of life is I'm a pilgrim in this land. I was born into this, the purpose of life was revealed to me. I found it, I walked it, and when I died, now I'm in a better place. Why would I want to come back? What would be the purpose of me coming back without consciousness of my previous life? It doesn't add value to me or to anybody. All I could do is, I may even become a worse person than I was before. If I've gone to heaven and I've seen paradise and I've seen the glory that's there, what would make me come back to poverty and hurt and war?